Hi everyone. Today I would like to talk about giving credit where it is due. So I first started using that phrase when I was writing my blog, actually my two blogs. And I saw a lot of other blogs saying, okay, you're free to copy this content, but give credit where it is due. So, if you got it from someone, give credit, don't pretend that something is yours when it's not. Acknowledge where you got it from. So while I was writing my blog, yeah, I also say that if others would like to copy it, give credit where it was due. So, interestingly, the content of those blogs were Christian, evangelical. So, when I learned something about Christianity, I write it down, and if there's something that applies to my life and hopefully some other people would benefit from it, yeah, so I share. So, literally, evangel means good news. So yeah, when you evangelize, you are sharing the good news, right? So fast forward years later, decades later. So now that the world is uh, under lockdown because of COVID, coronavirus. So I saw a lot of conflicting or contradicting news and information. So I was thinking why some people believe what X was saying, right? If there is an authority, okay, who says something, but what you see, hear, smell, taste, and touch is different. Why are you trusting this authority rather than your own senses? Basically, you are putting your faith and your power, yeah, in an external authority instead of in yourself. You are trusting someone else rather than yourself. And it's interesting because I hear some of my friends say it's become another religion. And I was thinking, why a religion? And then I understand, yeah, because if you are putting your trust in something, is that not also faith? Is that not also religion? But of course, I thought, well, my religion is different, right? My faith is different. My faith is based on the truth. But the more I spend time with these truth warriors, these freedom fighters, the people I agree with regarding what COVID is and what it isn't, and all the worldwide things that are happening uh, along with it or, in the background, the more I get to hear about their own religious and spiritual beliefs, the more I realized, yeah, maybe I also was putting my faith and my trust in something, even though I was saying some inconsistencies, even though I saw something to the contrary, right? I was placing my faith in something other than not necessarily myself or what I'm declaring, but what I am sensing to be off. Yeah, I still continued believing. Also, I had a lot of I have a lot of empathy, of course, for those who have not yet heard another side. For example, whatever your belief is regarding COVID, if someone says, "I can't believe you believe that. Don't you know, blah blah blah." Right? So whatever wherever your side is, right? So maybe why are we fighting, right? I mean, if there's evidence, then let's just show it, and then let the other person accept it or not. But we ourselves also have to be open that we may be wrong, that we may not also have all the information. Maybe we are also deceived, maybe we are also misled, or maybe we also did not see the evidence that the other people see, right? So yeah, it's give and take. But uh, hopefully, it is not just opinions or what we want to be true. If we are talking about facts, especially if it pertains to health and life, not just of ourselves but of our loved ones, it has to be based on truth. If someone says, this is this, they have to back it up. If someone claims to be a scientist, like me, a doctor, or something, your statements with respect to that field have to be backed up. Otherwise, it's just a personal preference or opinion, just like anyone else. So, again, if I am a scientist and I am saying something about the science, right, then it has to be scientific, right? If it is an opinion by a scientist or a doctor, then it is just an opinion, even if there is a degree, there is a profession attached to it. So anyway, so going back to when I disagree with someone and I was thinking, well, maybe they just didn't know anything better. Okay, so the more I spent time with, the freedom and truth fighters, I realized, maybe, okay, I didn't learn or I didn't know so much about their beliefs until I actually talked to them. Because before, I was just hearing, from the group, oh, that is a cult. Oh, that is a cult. Oh, don't believe that because blah, blah, blah. And the plot twist is, if you're in a group that calls everyone else a cult, then guess what? You are in a cult. Ta-da! Because, again, there has to be good explanations rather than defining everyone else as an enemy, defining everyone else is wrong except for you. Everyone else is, going to hell except for you because of what you do or because of who you are, because you are chosen. It has to be based on evidence, right? And I understand there's more to life than just the physical things. I agree. I totally agree. But same with spirituality. Um, do we really know enough about those other beliefs, or are we just encouraging division? And again, if God really is true, or if the beliefs in one group are true, then shouldn't we be secure enough to talk to others instead of saying, don't talk to them, or, oh, avoid this because the devil might pull you away. It's like you're giving more power to the devil instead of to your God, who you say you believe in and who you say is stronger than anything. Right? So anyway, I don't it some people, some authority figures seem dodgy, but I don't know what's in their hearts. I am just speaking to my fellow people who listen to authority and who you know may be influenced one way or the other. So, or if you are an authority figure, I mean, any of us can be leaders as well, right? So it's just a reminder that you know what are we basing on when we say something is right or something is wrong? Is it based on truth? Is it based uh, in what is right? Or is it just based on don't listen to that because you don't want them to go to that other leader and you'll lose fans, you'll lose followers, you'll lose your group, right? If you are really secure and if you're doing what's right, you shouldn't feel threatened by other groups, other beliefs, right? I mean, either you can all coexist if you all have something good to say and something true. Or, like, may the best group win, may the best truth, may the truest truth win. If there is just one truth, then we will all encounter it No need to be the middleman and to be the translator for everyone. We can guide each other, like what I'm doing now, but uh, in the end, we give the choice, the power, the freedom to each person listening, right? So, same with medical doctors, going back to that. We can say, hey, this is the situation, these are the treatments, these are the side effects, these are the benefits, right? Present honestly the complete status. Is it really safe or not? Is it really effective or not? Thousands of people have reported side effects, including death. Are you considering that? If you don't take the treatment, you'll actually have a 99.9% recovery rate, and you don't even have side effects. So, what would you prefer? Leave the choice to the person. I believe you know what's best for your body, and it's your body, not mine. So, I'll give the choice to you. Yes, for example, if I'm the doctor, yes, I will earn some money if you take the treatment, but I respect your choice. You know, it's up to you if you take it or not. Media personalities, right? If they were to be true, they would say, yeah, I earn something for every person who takes the shot. But I will speak the whole truth and not just what I am paid to say, because I am supposed to deliver the truth. Politicians, civil servants, public servants who supposedly act on behalf of the people and for the good of the people and who supposedly represent them, they would say, this is what majority wants, this is what the minority wants. Again, these are the statistics which are true, which are not manipulated. Again, going back to the doctors and nurses, they can say, okay, these are the deaths, these are the possible causes. Like in the UK, did you know each person who died, they can list up to 3 possible causes of death. So if someone gets hit by a bus and dies, or not a bus, any vehicle, they can list, the actual cause of death. Plus, if they have COVID, you list that down as well. So the statistics of COVID could be heavily inflated, right? But what if somebody took a vaccine and then died? Do they even ask the people if they were vaccinated, the people who died? No, they don't. So that statistic is unknown. But if you are going to be taking a treatment, you deserve the full truth about it, right? We should be convinced fully if that is to be better for us or not. Okay, so I am digressing, but it's also significant, right? Let's go back to spiritual authorities. You have to be completely honest and not just say what you are paid to say. These are the benefits of this particular belief system. These are the downsides. Or we could say, this is the proof for this belief system. These are the inconsistencies. Now would you like to attend our church or not? Would you like to pay tithes or not? Would you like to support our church or not? Instead of saying, oh, only our church is the correct one, everyone else is a cult, therefore join us so that you won't get to hell. And is that even based on truth? Yeah. So again, maybe because I have, the scientific approach is to check if something is true. Many people who are not, intellectual in their approach, they would talk about the heart. And I'm also appreciating that more and more. What resonates with your heart as true, even though you do not see physical evidence for that? Is this belief system true or not? Maybe some people just have not heard the other side. Yeah, so going back to my own experience, so the more I hear from actual people what their beliefs are, what the belief of the Muslim cab driver is, what the belief of my new ager friend is, what the belief of my friend who reads Hindu and Buddhism teachings is, the more I appreciate, oh, there's not much difference. We all have similarities. So I got to appreciate them now. Oh, it's not so different after all. Plus, I respect the differences, right? Okay, you see that. Okay, see that. But we don't have to fight. We don't have to kill each other, to prove that someone is right. We don't need to engage in a holy war. Okay, you believe that. Okay. And then, may the best truth win, or maybe we're both correct or we're both wrong. It's okay. Then we'll find out together, right? The interesting thing is I became more aware of the inconsistencies and even the fallacies in my own belief system. And that's where things started turning when I realized now, okay, yeah, maybe I was in a cult of my own. With all due respect to everyone I have worked with and I have worshipped with, you know, maybe we just have not heard the complete truth. Or maybe some of the things we are hearing and reading are lies. So continue checking, physically, with your head or with your heart. What are the things that are true? If someone says, no, just believe in it, just have faith in it. But who are you? Are you part of the good shepherds? Or are you part of the wolves who seek to steal, kill, and destroy? Right? How can I discern if you are a goodie or a baddie? Or are you out to say the truth to me or just take advantage of me? I love when Jesus says, the good shepherd, lays down his life for his sheep, and the sheep know his voice. Yeah, so that's it. So there's actually even though there are many human authorities, and right now I'm speaking to you, right, many others, in the end I'm just encouraging you to test in yourself. You would know if what I am saying or if what others are saying are true. If God is real, then God can speak to you. That's it. You don't need to listen to someone who might not be there for your good, who might just be, faking it to take advantage of you. So yeah, I do give credit where it is due. I give credit to the Hindus, to the Buddhists, to the Muslims, to the New Agers, to the non-Christians, and to the Christians, who have all uh, enlightened me, right? And I think the term is universality or oneness. Um, and some would say, oh, one world religion is bad. Again, let us see if this is really bad because, oh, some said it's bad, it's Masonic, it's evil. Because they just say it. But the proof is in the pudding. Look at it. If there is one truth, then shouldn't it be great if we all recognize and acknowledge that truth when we all come to that truth, right? Whether it is part of our current belief system or not. Are we going to deceive ourselves? Or are we going to admit, if we were mistaken, then when you realize the truth, go to the truth instead of insisting when you know that you're already wrong. I've become a better person for every new thing that I am learning. So I credit all these other, all these belief systems, not just one. And I'm sure that, many people would think, this is blasphemy, this is heresy, burn her at the stake. Okay, great. But let us see who is really speaking the truth. And I love this term. I think, yeah, it's from the Indians. Namaste. The God in me bows to the God in you. So it goes beyond basic respect for life. You're actually acknowledging that this other person is God and that I also am God. Respect and honor that God who is not just external but also internal. And there shouldn't be heresy because we find it easy, right, to acknowledge that God is in me. Yeah. We have a divine spark. If you believe that God created you, God breathed life in you, and then you came alive, then God is part of you. But what about the plot twist? What if you are part of God? Again, God is part of me. Am I also part of God? So, sounds very blasphemous. But let's look at it. I mean, if it is true, then it is not blasphemous, right? It's only blasphemy according to the people, the authorities. But let us check, right? Something is true or not. Not just because of the other people saying it. You have to be convinced with yourself that it is true. And that might sound selfish and that might sound self-serving. But when you are listening to fellow humans, what about that? Isn't that also giving your power away? Isn't that also disrespectful to the divine spark in you? If you do not listen to that, if you only listen to others who may or may not have that divine spark, I mean, are they speaking according to the God in them as well or not? Right? Because I've seen so many people who, use God's name in vain. Yeah. Think of those people. You probably know someone too, right? They just say, no, just believe me because, I'm a Christian and I'm a leader. Who made you a leader? And if you're really Christian, why are you doing this? I mean, nobody's perfect. Great. I mean, nobody's perfect in any world system. But note when someone is just mistaken or just, not perfect. I mean, they're trying, but they have not yet mastered that skill or that, that important value versus those who really are just, wolves in sheep's clothing. With all due respect to wolves. Yeah, so okay, let's go back. God is part of me. I am part of God. What? God needs me? God is me? I am God? Amazing, right? But yeah, if God is in us, then recognize that. And I'm thinking, upon closer inspection, doesn't it make sense that God divided himself? Like, imagine again a diamond dividing itself, cracking it into different little diamonds. I've heard the phrase, this life is the universe experiencing itself. Like every living creature, or even the air, the water, the fire, and the earth, even those elements, it's God expressing itself. It's all connected. And that makes sense, right? God is everywhere. If God created everything, yeah, why shouldn't God be there? Or if we say that God is all-knowing and all-present, then why should God not be in me and I in God? It might sound, again, selfish and self-serving. Again, I would rather just see which is true and which is logical, right? But, I mean, what are the consequences of that? The consequences are, oh no, you might worship yourself instead of God. But no, if you are looking at God in every living creature, including yourself, doesn't that make things better? You are, having a higher respect for everyone and everything, including yourself. Yeah. So, but this dust is not just dust. God is in that dust. I hear in the Gospel of Thomas, I think it said, yeah, God is in the rock, God is in the grass. But even in the accepted books of the Bible, right? We have that. Where two or three are gathered in my name, I am with them. Or when David said, where can I run from your love? If I go to the heavens, if I sail to the sea, if I go to the cave, you are there. So you're everywhere. So there's no conflict. So seeing the God in you is possible, is logical. I believe it is truth, and it resonates, and it's actually better, for us to believe that. Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about the effects now. And just remember that you are not the only God, or you're not the only one with God in you. Everyone else is. Yeah, so that's what makes it, um, egotistical people, right? If you are self-centered only, yeah, sure, you will only worship yourself. You will command everyone to worship you and believe you only, instead of recognizing God everywhere in everyone, right? So if you are worried that you might be, self-worshiping, oh, that new agey belief, it sounds so blasphemous and all that. Think about the other side. Think about what we've been through. In many cultures, in many groups, you have people, right, saying, worship only me, listen to only me. And isn't that less logical? Isn't that more harmful? Isn't that less true? Because the God who is in that person is actually, guess what, also in you. Again, if you believe that God is real, and that God can do anything, then ask God if what I am saying is true. That's it. No, wait, I have more. Yeah. So, I believe it is in the Psalms. It says, taste and see that the Lord is good. Jesus, when he was recruiting his disciples, right, he was telling them to follow me. But first he said, come and see, right? Before you follow, yeah, have a taster session, literally. Taste and see, yeah, if this is true. And they followed him. They didn't even hear, I mean, if the writings are accurate, right? Jesus didn't even reveal who he was until, years later. At first, he was just like, come follow me. And then they just followed naturally, because something inside them resonates with what he is saying, with what, this person is living, right? And then the Apostle Paul, who wrote most of the New Testament in his letters, so he praised the Bereans, these people who did not immediately believe him. They consulted their holy books, they consulted their history, they checked if Paul was legit or not. And Paul, instead of being offended, how dare you disbelieve me? How dare you doubt me? I am the truth, blah, blah, blah. No, he said, oh, these Bereans are good. And then he told other people, do what the Bereans are doing. Check for yourselves if what I am saying is true. How awesome is that? How empowering, how dignified. You acknowledge that other people have choice, have freedom. Basically, he is already treating them like gods, right? You acknowledge, yeah, you can do that for yourself. I'm here to guide. Yeah, we are all here to guide each other where we are great. You can help those who need some help, right? And then vice versa. We help each other. Isn't that wonderful? Instead of thinking that we're all worms. Oh my gosh. Test for yourself. The proof is in the pudding. It's in the eating of the pudding. It's in the living. I believe that I've become a way better person. I think even my churchmates, yeah, some of my churchmates acknowledge it, right? Um, and it's not because I'm great. It is because, I have become more empowered learning from others. And I'm not crediting myself because I've been living with myself for 40 years. So I'm crediting the people and the belief systems that I have encountered in this year. Yeah, so give credit where it is due. Thank you to all the belief systems. Thank you for how they are uh, working together. I'm crying. Yeah. Thank you, God. Thank you, universe. Thank you to all the higher beings, yeah, for guiding me. And I want to guide the rest of you as well. So thanks everyone for listening. Namaste. The God in me bows to the God in you. Bye-bye.